Good morning. It is time to get up with Dallas, dreaming of an unstoppable offense. You will hear exactly what Jerry Jones plans to do, plus what each of these future stars needs to be most concerned about as they take the jump to the next level. And who will be the Patrick Mahomes of this year's class? Because here's a secret, there is guaranteed to be one. We'll explain how as we get up with you starting right now. It is a football Friday. This is Get Up. I'm Greeny in New York. We are 6 days from the NFL draft, and we have 4 outstanding friends along to chat about football with you over the next 2 hours. We got Damien Woody from his estate. We got Bart Scott from, I think, an art gallery. And we got Jeff Darlington and Mike Tannenbaum from sunny South Florida. Let's go. 6 days to round 1 of the NFL draft, and the Dallas Cowboys have the number 10 pick in round 1. And most people expect them to take defense. But it wouldn't be the Cowboys if there wasn't a twist. On their Twitter page, they posted this video of Jerry Jones chatting with a different kind of prospect.
I'm excited to have you come into this league, and man, what a pair up we could do with old Dak Prescott, some of those guys that we've got out there of options to get you the ball, so we can dream of visions of sugar plums around here.
In case it wasn't clear, that was his video conference conversation with Kyle Pitts, the outstanding dynamic tight end who is coming out of Florida, who most people would describe as one of one in this draft. So Bart Scott, he's dreaming. He's got visions of sugar plums and pits in his head right now. Bottom line, should the Cowboys move up aggressively and find a way to get Kyle Pitts in round 1?
Absolutely. Listen, Jerry Jones doesn't dream. All his dreams has become a reality. You know, when you think about the AT&T Stadium, you think about being able to own the Cowboys. Listen, he's a guy that can get things done. He told you that he would get Dak Prescott signed. He got him signed. Could you imagine if he moves up and able to get a weapon like Pitts to pair with all the other weapons that they have? Dak Prescott, that's a better way to protect him. I know everybody wants to say, go offensive line, go defense. But you know how you improve your defense? By putting points on the board and making other teams one-dimensional. And if you have an opportunity to move it up, listen, Jerry, I'm not trying to bury Jerry Jones, but come on, man. He's getting up there in age, and he needs to see a Super Bowl before he rides off into the sunset.
And there's a lot of different ways to look at this. That we also sometimes tend to look at round 1 as though it's the entire draft. He has plenty of other picks to fortify the defense if he wants to. D. Wood, what do you think he should do?
Well, listen, man, Jerry Jones is the ultimate showman out here. There's a reason why the Dallas Cowboys are the most valued franchise in all of sports, but it just doesn't make any sense for Jerry Jones to try to trade up to go get a Kyle Pitts. I understand what Bart is talking about. It would be unbelievable, but Bart, you're a defensive guy. Have you taken a look at what the Dallas Cowboys looked like on defense last year? They had the second worst defense and team in Cowboys history last year. Like you always said, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. And you want them to trade up and mortgage picks to go get Kyle Pitts? Listen, I want that for the draft because it would be great theater. But just from what would be best for the Dallas Cowboys organization, they have to address the defensive side of the football.
Bart, that is a reasonable question.
Quinn.
Go ahead, Bart.
It is. It's called Dan Quinn. When you think about they brought in Keanu Neal. Listen, they already have 2 Pro Bowl caliber linebackers. They have a franchise caliber left, defensive end. They went out and got Diggs last year. They brought in Dan Quinn. They're going to play a bend don't break defense. And if you have an offense that's able to put up those type of points, just even the productivity that they were able to put up last year when Dak Prescott was in the lineup, being able to do what they did to the number 1 defense in the Rams, being able to put points up and yards up on everybody, then they can play that bend don't break cover 3 defense. D. Wood, they have 2 Pro Bowl caliber linebackers. They have a great pass rusher in Lawrence. They went out and got Diggs. They can go out and get Richard Sherman to play the other side, to play that, cover 3 defense and be able to be serviceable. You don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough.
Bart, is Dan Quinn going to go out there and stop the run? Because last time I checked, the Dallas Cowboys were giving up 3.5 yards per carry before anyone had touched the running back. Bart, you know that's atrocious. Listen, this is all a pipe dream. This is all about the Dallas Cowboys staying in the news and all that. And like I said, I want to see it because of theater. But we all know the Dallas Cowboys. You got to be able to stop somebody out here, Bart. It can't be Madden with all these different players on offense. You got to play some semblance of defense.
All right, let me get Darlington in here because let's assess how they would get this done if they want to get it done. It seems to me, Jeff, and you know the Dolphins situation as well as anybody. If Pitts gets to 6, I have to believe the Dolphins would take him, which means if Jerry wants him, he has to go up to 4 or 5. Yes?
Yes. Look, Bart, you're doing so good at this TV stuff. Are you trying to go work for Jerry Jones? Like, you trying to get a gig under him? That's what it sounds like to me. He needs you in his war room with him. I mean, go back to 2014 when Jerry Jones was talking this very week 7 years ago about how he wanted Johnny Manziel. He went into that draft room. He was going to draft Johnny Manziel. Stephen Jones finally said, "What are you thinking? Like, we can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that this time, Bart. Bart, they can't do it. Defense. They got to go defense. There's no way they trade all the way up."
Slander at me.
Go ahead, Bart. Final word.
You're just so good at teaming.
It's so much slander at me, man. Listen, I don't understand. Like, listen, Jerry Jones, if he gets that type of weapon, I'm telling you don't need a great defensive. They got enough defensive personnel. It wasn't the defense, it was the scheme in which they were playing. And Mike Nolan hadn't stopped the nosebleed in probably about 20 years. Just ask the Atlanta Falcons. Now you have somebody that's going to bend, don't break. If I'm able to put those type of numbers up, I'm all with it, man. Listen, I hated that. You get better defense by not having to stop the run because the team has to throw the ball to keep up.
All right, we will see what they wind up doing. For the purposes of the theater, I think we would all love to see it happen. I don't know how likely it is. Meanwhile, staying in the division, let's talk about the Eagles. From the moment they traded away Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts stepped into the role of QB1 for that team. Or so we thought. Earlier this week, the new coach, Nick Sirianni, refused to name Hurts the starter. Listen to this.
To name any starters at this particular time, we've been working with these guys for 2 days, right? We've been working with these guys for 2 days. My biggest thing is competition. Again, we've talked a little bit about my core values. It's my second core value. It's this team's second core value. Competition's a huge thing, and we're going to have competition at every position. I played a couple of them at rock, paper, scissors, right? That was as easy as that. Rock, paper, scissors. Let's see how competitive you are. I'm competitive. I'm going to be talking trash to him. Did you talk trash back to me? Right? Okay.
So there's that. I don't really know how to react to the rock, paper, scissors of it all here. D Wood, go ahead. Help me here. I honestly don't know how to follow that. Go ahead, Damien.
Greeny, that was about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, literally, it makes no sense at all. You went out here and you traded away Carson Wentz. Then you traded down in the draft and you want us to believe that Jalen Hurts is not going to be the starting quarterback? Come on, man. Like Philadelphia, who are you trying